Prince of eternal darkness, come unto me. Master of foulness, hold out thy hand. Breathe thy tongue of fire upon my face. Scorch my lips with thy searing kiss. Brand my soul with the irons of hell. I accept thee, Lord of evil. My heart yields to thy power. Lutus, Betahim, Frugativi, et Athalavi. Thus I evoke thee, Satan. You.
Cousin Hester?
Oh, God in heaven, spy on me, spy!
No! I just came to ask you not to send me to that place.
Senora, you have seen what no other eyes have seen. And those eyes must now be closed.
No, forever! Oh, please, no!
Oh, my God! It's all right, Owen.
It's a trick dagger.
Brian, she meant to kill me.
No, it's all right, Paige. That's only a prop.
I could see it in her eyes, Daddy. I could say it.
Nola.
I'm so sorry I upset you. But surely you weren't really afraid.
I'm sorry, Nola, but I was. I mean, did you have to use that horrible thing? It was just a rehearsal.
But it was a dress rehearsal, Paige. We wanted to do the scene exactly as it would be shot. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yes, I suppose so.
Oh, honey, you didn't think that the dagger was real, did you?
Yeah, Daddy, I did. I mean, you saw the way it stuck into the table.
Well, I mean, a good trick dagger has to appear real, doesn't it?
Let me show you how it works, my dear. You see, when you press down on the hilt, it locks the blade in place. But when you release the catch, the blade retracts.
I see.
I think Paige is infected with all this curse nonsense.
Yes, I agree, and I think the less said about it, the better. I really do.
Yeah, Paige, if you'd like to lie down before we start actual shooting, it's fine with me.
Oh, no. I mean, really, the delays have been enough already, so let's just go ahead and shoot it.
Well, at least you know there's nothing to fear.
Oh, I know that. Ghost of Hester Atherton, huh? Got to talk to Owen about this. Oh, my God. Calvin's meeting.
Well, if it isn't our latest casualty. Commissioner, you know Detective Guthrie?
Yes, of course. What happened to your arm, Detective?
Well, it's not my arm. It's more like my shoulder. I got bashed by a chandelier.
As I thought we were supposed to start this meeting promptly at 1600 hours, Calvin. Now, this is supposed to be an 8-man squad.
Well, yes, sir. I told you about Anderson. He's on vacation. And the other man is Detective Saxon.
Well, now, what's this supposed to mean? A woman's prerogative to be late?
Commissioner, I'm sure she would have been on time if she knew how important the meeting was. By the way, what's the meeting about?
Well, you'll find out when Detective Saxon arrives.
I'm sorry I'm late, Calvin. Oh, hi, Commissioner.
Would you close the door, please? We've got half a dozen more meetings just like this one, and I'm running behind schedule. Well, Calvin, this is still your command, at least for the moment, so, would you take over?
Yes, sir. Okay, men and lady. I suppose you're all good enough detectives by now to have figured out what that remark meant.
Yeah, Chief Marceau's coming back.
Well, you could say that. And I don't mind telling you that I'll be relieved to be out from behind this desk and back on the street. But the reason we have set up a series of meetings is to make an announcement. The announcement is that someone else is going to be sitting behind this desk. Chief Marceau has elected to take his retirement.
You're kidding.
Well, I don't believe it. He would never do such a thing.
No, listen now, really. I know that for a long time we all thought we'd have to carry the guy out of here. But for those of you who don't know it, the chief hit his 30th anniversary with the force a couple of weeks ago.
Why didn't he say something about it?
Well, I can answer that. I'm sure you all know that Bill Marceau is a low-key guy who hates fuss almost as much as he hates red tape. Nobody ever threw an anniversary party for him because nobody ever knew when his anniversary was. Now, the last thing he wanted to do was stir up the department with his retirement.
It just doesn't seem possible, Commissioner.
Well, I can't think of any man on this force, now or in the past, that's earned his retirement more than Bill Marceau. And I can assure you, we'd have kept him in this job until he reached the mandatory age if he'd wanted to stay.
Look, guys, it's just as simple as this. The chief decided it was time to turn over the wheel to a younger guy. That's all to it.
Yeah? Who?
His name is Derek Mallory. He was formerly a deputy police chief in Denver, and this is his first command assignment. But I can assure you, his qualifications are as good as they get.
Well, they better be. He's got some pair of shoes to fill.
Just give him a chance. He'll do the job.
When do we meet Chief Mallory?
Right now. Hey, Helen, would you ask the chief to come in, please?
Hey, let's hear it. The first thing I intend to improve around here is this coffee.
Chief Mallory, gentlemen and lady.
All right.
Chief?
Hello. Hello.
Howdy.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome aboard, Chief.
Hello. Is it okay if I use my desk? I'm sure the commissioner told you that I've never had a full command before. Now, maybe that's going to rub some of you the wrong way. I also know that there's going to be some flack about Captain Anderson not succeeding Chief Marceau.
Well, now, I'd like to put a spike into that one right now. For your information, Ed Anderson was offered this job 3 months ago and turned it down.
So you see, I'm a second choice.
Ed just felt that he was too far along in years to bring the vitality that the job needed. I don't have to tell you the problems of the Monticello PD. Even though we have the same manpower and budget we had 5 years ago, crime has risen in this town along with the population. So, if we can't have new dollars, we'll have to have new ideas.
Like what, if you don't mind my asking?
No, I have no intention of divulging any plans or procedural changes at this meeting. For one thing, I don't know enough about the department to make any firm recommendations. But there will be changes. You can count on that.
Yeah, well, we've all heard about new brooms, Chief.
That's right. Detective Stoner, is it?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm sure I'll make plenty of mistakes and maybe a few enemies, too. There are bound to be men and officers on this force who won't like my ideas, who will expect me to act just like Chief Marceau. Well, I never even met the man.
Oh, you're lost, Chief.
Maybe so. But Chief Marceau had his way of doing things, and I have mine. And I'll have to do this job the way I think is right.
Well, I'm sure nobody would argue with that.
Just give me a little time, gentlemen. That's all I have to say right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Detective Stoner,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to need this office for the next couple of hours. Would you mind clearing out your things a little later on?
Well, actually, I'm all cleared out right now, Chief. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, that was quite a surprise.
I think I'm still in a state of shock.
How long have you known about this, Calvin?
Well, I've known about it for a couple of days, but they told me I had to keep my mouth shut until it became official. Well, I guess it's official now.
I think it's time for the Three Musketeers to get together and have a council. What do you say?
It sounds like a great idea to me. As a matter of fact, I'd love to just limp on down to the coffee shop with you two.
I can't do it right now, Calvin. I've got a phone call I've got to make.
Oh, sure. Well, some other time.
Okay. See you later.
Three Musketeers, huh? That's what Chief Marceau used to say all the time. Well, I guess we'll never hear that again.
Nope. I guess we're in for some changes, all right.
Yeah. Well, we've had plenty of changes already.
Think we'll have enough dirt here, Dad?
I don't know. Listen, you know how much this stuff costs. Whoever used the phrase dirt cheap didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
And I just hope Paige won't get hysterical in this scene, too.
Paige will be fine.
I certainly hope so.
Owen, excuse me, telephone call for you.
Oh, Willard, fine. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
From police headquarters, no doubt.
Hello?
Owen, hi, it's Deborah. I know you're busy, but I've got to find out when we can get together. It's very important.
There's just one more thing we're shooting today. It isn't very long. I'll leave the minute it's finished.
All right, I'll meet you at the Coach House. You know where the place is?
Yeah, no, I know. I'll be there.
I just wish I could convince the two of you to stay for dinner. I'd like to reciprocate for that lovely meal you gave me.
Margot, you don't owe us anything. I'll tell you what I would like, though. Have you happened to find a dirty old pair of pink, very comfortable slippers? I think I may have left them here when I was staying with you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, darling. I haven't seen them. Maybe Jenny put them in the back of one of my closets.
Well, I sure hope you find them. If you don't, that means you'll be back in a department store looking for another pair.
Back? Draper, you make it sound like all I do is go shopping.
Oh, I don't want to imply that. It's just that when you do go shopping, you don't come home with just one package, if you catch my drift.
No, I don't. Listen, you may get the impression that Draper isn't exactly dancing for joy this evening.
Yes, what's the matter, Draper?
Why don't you tell Margot about the phone call? I think she'd be very interested in hearing about what Mr. Henson had to say.
David Henson?
Yeah, he called the other night, believe it or not. Spoke to Draper. I guess it proves he really exists, huh?
My, well, what did he say, Draper?
Another disappointment. I should have known that Henson changing his mind about me was just too good to be true.
Well, as I understand it, he hadn't decided to give you the job. He just changed his mind about seeing you.
Well, now he's not even going to do that. He had to go back into the hospital, so he postponed our meeting indefinitely.
I told Draper not to worry, that it won't change things.
No, of course it won't. I mean, darling, you've waited this long for the interview, another day or week. It certainly won't matter.
It does matter, and I'll tell you why. It was a stall. The man wasn't convincing. He just told me what he thought I wanted to hear. I don't think he ever had any intention of seeing me.
Draper, I just think you're being a pessimist. Don't you think so?
Definitely.
Well, now that my drink is half empty, that is what pessimists say, isn't it?
Come on.
I think I'll be getting back to the office.
Oh, darling, you're not going back to work, surely.
I have to do some things back there. You meet me later for dinner?
I will.
Well, I'm glad that you at least stopped by for a drink. And look, don't worry about that job in New York, darling. You know the old saying, que sera, sera.
All right. I hope you find the slippers.
Me too.
And thank you for the drink, Margot.
Oh, you're certainly welcome, dear.
Okay, don't work too hard.
And don't worry. Well, we'd better get to our closet search, hadn't we?
No, I think there's something else we have to search for first.
What?
An answer?
About what?
About why Mr. Henson called and backed down on his agreement.
Because the poor man is ill. I mean, isn't that what Draper said?
Margot, he was ill when we went to New York. That's why we couldn't see him. Now, all of a sudden, he's ill and back in the hospital. I find that rather suspicious.
Draper, please don't talk like that.
Margot, you did admit to me that it was because of you that Draper's chances were spoiled in the first place.
I also admitted that I was wrong, and I made up for it, now didn't I? I called David Henson, and I insisted that he see Draper with an open mind. Now, you were there.
Yes, I was there, and I heard you.
Well, so this is just another little delay, that's all. Oh, come on, darling, I had nothing to do with it. As much as I want you to stay in Monticello, I know better than to try to interfere in your life again. And you do believe me, don't you?
I think I'm gonna go look for those slippers.
All right, Jack, the smoke effect looks great. We'll go with this. Quiet on the set, please. And roll sound. Speed. Roll camera.
Speed.
Roll playback. Slate it, King.
Scene 24, take 1, sound 78.
And action.
Well, well. What do we have here?
Oh, you startled me.
Planting your garden this early in the year, Hester? Oh, now I see you're not planting, you're transplanting, huh? Transplanting that lovely young flower.
I had to do it. She saw me. She witnessed everything. She would have run through the town screaming, "Burn the witch!"
They didn't burn witches in Salem, Hester. They hanged them. But do you really think that people would have believed this wretched young girl you had driven out of her wits? Was it really necessary to kill her?
Yes, yes. I had to kill her.
You were afraid of her, weren't you, Hester? That's why I tried to drive her into the madhouse. You were afraid that her beauty would take Tom Halifax away from you.
She would have denounced me at my own wedding. Dear God, my wedding. I'm to be wed tomorrow. And tonight I must bury her body. Please help me.
No, Hester. You've had all the help from me you deserve. And what have I had in return?
I gave you my allegiance, but you cannot have my soul.
Yes, you gave me your allegiance. But you also broke the vows you made me. The power I granted you, Hester, did not include the taking of a life. You broke the vows you made me, Hester.
Oh, leave me be. I have work to do. And I am going to be married in the morning.
Cut. Print that, Don. That was terrific.
Oh, Owen, what did you think?
Mama, I'm sorry. Dad had to leave.
Hi. Got here as soon as I could. Well, I tell you, this is quite an occasion. Oh, yeah, it's the first time you've ever asked me to meet you someplace.
Well, I don't think it's going to be quite what you expect, Owen. I told you I wanted to talk some business with you, and I meant it.
Well, come on, surely you don't mean police business.
Well, it could become that, yes. I don't want it to. It wouldn't do anybody any good.
What do you mean?
Owen, I haven't told anybody about this yet. And I'm not really sure of many of the details, but I have a theory. A theory I think I can prove.
About what?
About what's been going on at the sound studio. You know, all those mysterious things happening. The curse of the Mansion of the Damned.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Deborah, there's no such thing as a curse. It's just a figment of someone's overworked imagination. Mostly Eddie Vaughn's.
Yes, Eddie Vaughn. Yeah, he would have reason to have an overworked imagination, wouldn't he? Especially if he would recognize the dollars and cents potential.
What are you talking about?
Owen, I don't believe that there's a curse of Hester Atherton or that the devil doesn't want you to make this film. What I do believe is that there's a very human hand behind all the mischief that's been going on.
I'm listening.
I think I know where those mysterious lights have been coming from after quitting time. They're coming from somebody working to set things up for the next day.
You're not talking about members of the crew.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about somebody rigging up a dummy to make it look like a witch, or setting chandeliers so that they'll fall at precisely the right moment. Somebody who's creating all kinds of special effects in order to scare certain people and impress other people, like members of the press.
My God.
Television reporters, newspaper reporters.
Eddie's done all this for the publicity?
Yes, and last night, Eddie's publicity stunt almost killed Steve Guthrie. Now, Owen, that has got to stop.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find, always on our mind, and frustrated days pass without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts trying to hold the tender